Hello, welcome to the Q. YouTube Wars 2021 is the first game of the year for me, and we are playing the BBR 4 rule set. Not quite all the rules, but I explained that in the opening video. So here we are with Japan's turn. I am Japan, and so that I do not let my allies feel unequally treated, I will be attacking both VK and G.I. Joe. So let's hit them up. Here's our buy. We've got 4 for the tech, leaving us 2 infantry, 1 artillery, and 1 minor factory. And that's our purchase. So let's get on with the shenanigans. And we'll start with VK down here in China. And we have our traditional 3 infantry in. We've got a fighter in attack with a movement of 1 left. And we have 1 bomber coming down from Japan with a movement of 1 left. They're not bringing the 2 infantry. I'm not going to do the same thing every single time. The next attack here in Hunan. It wasn't a 5, it was a 1. So we've got a fighter coming from Formosa here with a movement of 1 left. We've got 3 infantry from Kiangsi, 1 artillery, and then 1 artillery from Guangxi. So that's 5 land units, 1 fighter. We've got walk-on, walk-on. And you couldn't see that upper walk-on, but there's nobody in Charhar, so that is the attack movements in China. We'll go around here and let's give Russia a little beat down. All right, so into Amur is a walk-on, but we're walking on with 10 infantry, plus the bomber is bringing 2 paratroops over, so that's 12 infantry. We have a mech, an artillery, and then we'll move that AA gun in at the appropriate time. We have a transport, can you see? Yeah, here in C-Zone 19, swinging up to 6, grabbing an infantry, artillery, and coming into Siberia, which is another walk-on. All right, so let's move this forward just a hair. We've got an infantry artillery going into, I don't even know what that is, Bayant in Mongolia. Now, in the BBR4 rules, Mongolia is not tied to the strict neutrals. So I can attack it, well, Japan can attack it whenever they feel like it. And they feel like it. So I've got some planes, which are all coming from Japan. And they have two fighters, 2 tacks. They have a movement of 1 left. Magnets, magnets, magnets. All right, so those are hitting, all that's hitting this zone with the 2 cavalry. I can't get any infantry or ground units here to these 2 infantry in northern Mongolia, so we're going to send the 2 fighters and 2 tacks from Manchuria, and we're going to hope that they don't roll 2s. All right, so that is the attacks. What is there? 1, 2, 3, 4 walk-ons and 4 attacks. Nice balance there. All right, so let's get the dice tray out. And I'm trying to find where a good spot to set that is, since I got everything in the way. Well, let's just turn it like this. We'll do the 2 Russian attacks first. And I guess I'll just have to move my units back in place. All right, so let's do the most, no, let's not do the worst one. Let's do the 2 cavalry first. So I've got an infantry and artillery paired, and then I have 2 tacks and 2 fighters, and the tacks are boosted up to 4. So let's see what we got. 2 hits. Hey, it's a good start to the game. So the cavalry defend at 1, which is what I wish the cavalry were up here. 'cause I don't mind taking the planes against them. Oh, losing infantry. All right, thank you, cavalry, for your participation. All right, so now here comes the nervous battle. 2 fighters, 2 tacks, need 2 hits. Got 3 hits, so the Russians are gone there. And here's what I dread right now. Oh! Dang it. All right, well, let's lose a fighter and attack. That did not pan out. I am not happy there. I should have expected it. All right, let's move on. All right, so I'm not going to move the camera since the board's here. In Hunan, I've got 2 artillery, 2 infantry, and then 1 infantry is not boosted. And let's throw in a fighter. And there is 2 Chinese defenders. 2 hits, I got 3. Thank you very much. All right, so China defends with 2. Oh, thought that was going to be 2. So Japan loses another infantry. All right, in Yunnan, we've got 3 infantry by themselves. We've got a bomber for 1 turn. We got a fighter and attack. And we need 4 hits here. 3. So we will remove 3 of the 4 Chinese. There is 4 2s coming back at us. 2 hits. So it is 1 infantry versus 1 infantry. The bomber is done, so it'll have to land. So we got an infantry, fighter, tack, and the green will be the Chinese defense, since I'll roll them all at once here. All right, so Japan wins the day. Outside of losing 2 planes in Mongolia, that was, let's not talk about it. All right, so let me get my stuff out of the way. Now I gotta slide all my stuff back here to where it was. All right, so all here. All right, get the dice out of the way and let's do our non-combat movements. So the bomber, having 3 left, will go back to Japan. The surviving fighter and tack up here in Mongolia goes back to Manchuria. The 4 planes that hit the cavalry will also go to Manchuria. We had a fighter here in Korea that I did not mark. It could have easily taken place. Well, we wouldn't have needed them anyway. All right, so we will move it into Manchuria as well. Yeah, because the others are heading south. All right, so the last of the plane movement, we're taking all these tacks off the plane, or carriers here, and moving them into Korea. All right, get the red off the board. Next is transport in C-Zone 6 is loading an infantry and artillery. And we'll head down to C-Zone 36, drop them off in Kiansu. And now while I'm down here, I will land my planes. The bomber has 1, the fighter and tack have 1 from Yunnan. The fighter in Hunan has 1. Get those off so I know I've landed those planes. All right, now I've got a fighter on Okinawa that we will send down to Kiangsu. All right, so turn those over here in a second. I think we'll put 1 guy down there in case he's feeling a little aggressive in Hong Kong. So everybody from Kiangsi and Shantung that was left steps up into Anhui. All right, so the next movements are got the carrier is moving from the Caroline Islands, so the naval base. So it will move 3 over here to Sea Zone 36. Joining the carrier will be a destroyer from 19 and a submarine from 19. And I wonder if I need to move the battleship and the carrier down there. What can he hit me with? Yeah, he's got 2 planes, 3 ships. Well, you know what? We'll just move the cruiser down here. And if he wants to come in there, more power to him. All right. So now the other movements, trying to get all this in the viewfinder. I've got this transport from 20 is coming back to Sea Zone 6, grabbing the infantry in Okinawa on the way up, grabbing the tank from Japan and landing them in Korea. So now I'm removing all those markers. Funny thing about the markers, I was all ready to shoot my video and I thought, well, where's the markers? And I couldn't find them. It took about 20 minutes to come up with the markers because I had put them all in a container. I've never done that before. I usually just keep them like in the dice cup. So do something different, pay the price. Get that marker. So what's this marker? Oh, that's the transport going south. So I got this battleship coming back to Sea Zone 6. And let me straighten those guys up. I think that is it. So let's look at the income here. So from Russia, we're going to take $3. Siberia and Amur. So I'm just going to go move that right now. I'll move Japan up 3 and Russia down 3. All right, so what is next in China here? We got the standard 4 points. The Chinese guy fell down. All right, so let me go move the markers again. So Japan goes up 4, China goes down 4. So that is nothing new there. And this is a no pointer, but it is Japanese. Feel free to counterattack if you will. All right, so the only thing I can say is I want to move an infantry and artillery that was in Shantung that did not go into here, that was a walk-on, up to Jehol. Because I feel like China's probably going to counterattack Charhar, or Russia comes into Mongolia. So that way I can hit either one if I need to. The rest have other business to attend to. All right, so I think that is it for movements or non-coms. I don't see any markers or anything I need to move. So let's place our units. The factory we're going to put up here in Manchuria. And the 2 infantry and artillery go in Japan. All right, so one of the other rules regarding Mongolia is, what they were telling me is if I send a Japanese sub to deny the Lend-Lease for Russia, that is considered an act of war by Mongolia and they automatically join Russia. So I preempted that by attacking them, and we'll just deal with that that way. I mean, you can't tell me what to do here. I got to be able to move freely as Japan, right? So their income is up to 33. And there is no objective, so I will collect the $33 and pass it on to the next player. And that is UK, or not UK, it is the US by VK. That's where I got the K from. All right, see ya.